Well, hello and welcome to my channel of Java Noobs. My name is Sharath and you are viewing my Java video tutorial series. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I would suggest you to see it first, and below is the link. Object-oriented programming. Question 4. Overriding with example. Overriding is also known as runtime polymorphism or dynamic binding or late binding. Now it is called as runtime polymorphism because calls to overridden methods is resolved at runtime, and I'll definitely show you an example of this, and you'll understand it much better when I show you an example program. In a class hierarchy, when a method in the subclass has the same name and same type signature as that of the method in the superclass, then the method in the subclass is said to be overridden by the method in the superclass. Say for example, you're having two classes, you're having one subclass and one superclass. Now what they're trying to say here is, when you're having two methods in both these classes and both of these methods have the same name and both of the type signatures, that is their data types, are same, if they are same, then the method in the subclass is said to be overridden by the method in the base class or a superclass. Method overriding occurs only when the names and the type signatures, that is the data types, of two methods are identical or same. This shows the implementation of inheritance. It is a mechanism where calls to overridden method is resolved at runtime. Hence runtime polymorphism. So any calls made to methods will be resolved at runtime. That's the reason why it is called as runtime polymorphism, or it is also called as dynamic binding or late binding. Why do we need overridden methods? Because runtime polymorphism is supported in the first place and concept of polymorphism is established. So these are the reasons why overridden methods are needed. Now, rules of overriding. There are three simple rules to override any method. The first rule is methods should have the same name and same type signature. Only then can you achieve overriding. Now, final methods cannot be overridden no matter what. The method is final. That's about it. You can't override that method. Third rule, private methods doesn't participate because these methods are not visible to the child class. Obviously you cannot override private methods because they won't be visible to any child class or a subclass, because private will be accessible only in that particular class where it is declared. I will show you an example of overriding. So I'll quickly open Eclipse. I'll go to my project, and in the src folder I'll create a new package and I'll name this org.javanoobs.overriding. And in this, firstly I'll create a superclass and I'll name this class as vehicle. So I'll quickly leave a note here or comment. This is the superclass, and in this I'll have a method called as public void. It doesn't return any value. I'll have a method called as move, and in this I'll have system.out.println. Inside this I'll just type in vehicle can move, and in the package I'll create another class, and this will be the subclass, and I'll name this class as motorbike. I'll leave a note here telling this class is a subclass, and in this I'll have a method move. So just notice that this is the second time I'm creating this method, and it has the same name, that is move, as of the superclass. So in this I'll have system dot out dot println, and I'll type in a message: motorbikes can move and accelerate. Okay, now I will create a main method, and I'll just name this as main method, and I'll leave a comment, and inside this method I'll have public static void main. I'll be creating an object here, so I'll have vehicle VH is equal to new motor bike. Oops, I've made a big mistake. Motorbike extends vehicle. Okay, so this error disappears now. Sweet. Sorry about that. VH dot move. This, notice what happens when I run this program. So right click, run as Java application. Motorbike can move and accelerate vroom. So this message is coming from the subclass. Now if I want to access superclass message, then I would create a new object. VH is equal to new vehicle, VH dot move. Okay, now you'll see both the outputs. Look at this. Motorbikes can move and accelerate. This is from the first object. I'll just make a note here, and this is the second object. From the first object and motorbike class, we are having motorbikes can move and accelerate, and from the second object and from the vehicle class, we are having vehicles can move. Now notice, this is the subclass, this is the superclass or the base class. Now what does the definition say? When in a class hierarchy, when the method in the subclass, so the method in the subclass has the same name and same type signature. Unfortunately, we are not using any data types here. Method should have same name and same type signature as that of the superclass. So a method in the subclass has the same name and same type signature as that of the method in the superclass or the base class. Look at this. We are having move and we are having move. So both of them are having the same method, and unfortunately I'm not using data type or a return type here, so just ignore that. In that case, the method in the subclass is said to be overridden by the method in the base class. This is known as overriding. Okay, so that was an example of overriding. Now in my next video I will be explaining you about overloading, and I will show you an example of overloading as well. Thank you for watching, and if you've liked my video, please go ahead, rate, comment and subscribe.